Hey guys, Frank Rich here from MASSTHETICMUSCLE.com, and in today's video we're going to go over the 5 tips to help improve your leg extension so you can build bigger quads. Now, if your goal is at any point to develop your quads and have an impressive set of legs, you're going to have to learn how to do the leg extension properly. It's going to be your most effective exercise at working the quads in the contracted or shortened position. So what we're going to reveal to you is the 5 tips that you need to learn to do to get the most out of this exercise. I'm going to go ahead and get set up in this, and I'll walk you through each step and how you can apply these within your quad training. The first thing as you're getting set up and what you're going to want to maintain for the entire duration of the set is sitting up straight. Too many times I see people leaning back here. Why you don't want to lean back is what that's doing is that's actually lengthening your quads. Like I said, this benefit or the benefit of this exercise is getting those quads fully shortened, fully contracted. So by sitting up straight, you're further enhancing the ability to contract those quads. So that's going to be your first tip, is make sure you sit up straight and remain straight the entire duration of the set. The next thing is locking yourself down into the seat. Most leg extensions are going to come with some form of handle or seat that you can grasp onto. So make sure that you're fully locked down, driving your glutes, driving your hamstrings into the pad. We don't want any of this coming up. Once again, that's going to prevent you from getting those quads fully contracted. The next tip is going to be to keep everything within a straight line. And what I mean when I say everything is you want your hips, knees, ankles, and toes in a straight line. There's no benefit, there's no reason to point your toes out, to rotate your knees out. The quads extend the knee, and the knee is a hinge joint. So its purpose is to basically hinge to flex up. There's no benefit, like I said, to having your toes pointed out. That's just going to cause damage to your knee joint. It's going to put you in a risk of getting an injury. So third tip is keeping everything in a straight line. Hips, knees, ankles, and toes in a straight line. The fourth tip is going to come when you begin to initiate the movement. So here in the bottom of the position, this is where your quads are going to be fully lengthened. So to get the most out of the bottom half of this range, you want to think about contracting your hamstrings. We know that opposing muscles work against each other. So in order to fully lengthen your quad, you need to contract or flex your hamstrings. So in the bottom range here, as I'm sitting here, as before I initiate the movement up, I'm going to contract my hamstrings, driving it deeper into the pad. Now the fifth tip is going to come at the top of the movement. So when I fully contract, and once again, keeping in mind the 4 previous tips, when I'm fully contracted here, I'm thinking about bringing my toes into my shoulders. Like I said previous times in this video, our greatest advantage with this movement is coming in this range, this fully contracted position. To get the most out of that, to get these quads fully contracted, fully engaged, I want to think about bringing my toes to my shoulders. So let's run through those steps again. Tip number 1, sit upright, stay neutral, stay locked in a fixed position the entire length of this set. Tip number 2, lock it down and stay locked down. Glutes, hamstrings, driving into the pad. Tip number 3, keeping everything in a straight line. Hips, knees, ankles, and toes in a straight line for the entire duration of the set. Tip number 4, driving my hamstrings, contracting them when I'm in the fully lengthened position or in the bottom portion of the rep. And tip number 5, when I'm in a contracted state or in a contracted position, think about bringing my toes into my shoulders. And as always, with everything we do, we're remaining constant tension. We're not swinging the weight. We're contracting the muscles, letting the tension and resistance work those muscles through the duration of the rep. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, if your goal is building an impressive set of quads and having fully developed legs, you have to learn to master the leg extension. It's not about how much weight you can swing. It's about how well you can contract those muscles and work within your active range. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've yet to pick up our free reports to accelerate muscle growth, make sure to click on the link in the description box, and we'll get that emailed over to you shortly. Give the video a thumbs up, and drop us a comment if there's something you'd like to see in the future. Talk to you guys soon.